All right, guys, let's do a quickly market preparation for the next week, right? As you all know, the market is quiet right now. I'm currently filming this particular episode on Saturday, right? And so we're going to be looking at potential opportunity that may likely present itself next week, right? And the only way you can get advantage of that is by coming on weekend like this when the market is static to be able to analyze the market, see how it closed, and see how or what you can possibly get out from the market when the market opens, right? So this will prepare you ahead of the market. But right now, I'm going to be looking at the dollar index. As you all know, the dollar index controls the markets, right? It's one of the major determinants in the market. So whatever the dollar index is doing will give us a clue on how to trade other pairs like GBP Euro USD, major pairs and cross pair, right? Now, the dollar index coming to the weekly time frame, right? I like to do my analysis from the higher time frame, right? What I can see on the higher time frame is that, the market is about to step out from a range, right? You can see this is a range, okay? The market has been consolidating, right? Consolidated for a while. You can see from here to here is a period of consolidation. So the market broke out of this consolidation, got here, right? But it couldn't make it up to this high. So meaning it couldn't create another high, right? You can see it has been bullish, but it got from here and came down, start what? Ranging from left to right, tried to break above, then later came back down. Now, there's something that struck me. When I move this box to the right, I can see that we have a little bit of breakout to the downside. Right now, if you zoom in closely, you will notice that this is 2 weeks candle, right? Now, this is week 1, this is week 2. Now, the week 1 candle was a very bearish engulfing candle, right? You can see this week 1. Now, this other candle represents the new week that we just finished, right? Now, what is this telling us? Based on price action and based on candlestick pattern, you can see that the bears push price down here, right? Now, but they were not able to continue. So there was a exhaustion here. That was why you could see that the market closed here. Did you see that? So the bears pushed price down, but the bulls were able to take over and push the price back up here. Did you understand? And this was where the market closed, right? The market closed here. So what are we going to be looking at for here? For now, our bias is going to be at least 40 or 50% bearish movement for the dollar index and 50% bullish movement for the dollar index. Why? Because for the dollar index, for the bulls to push this price from here up onto this place, it shows that there are a lot of bulls. The bulls have stepped in here. So you never can tell if the coming week, the bulls will still have the power to push the price back inside this region here, right? That is why you're going to be having an open-minded whenever you're trading. Just be open-minded. Make sure you have flexibility in your bias. Don't just be sticking to the fact that you want to look for buys and buys only. No. If you are a retail trader, you want to be what? Flexible, right? So now let's scale down further. Now on the daily time frame, you will notice that this is like a break and a retest, right? Remember this was right where the market broke out on the weekly time frame. So here is like a break and a retest, right? Price broke below, and we had the first retest here. Price came back. Now this is the second retest. Now if you notice, you will notice that we have still creating lower low, right? On the daily time frame, lower lows, right? Lower lows and what? Lower highs, right? So these are the qualities of a downtrend, right? So now in perspectives, if you notice what happened, this is on the daily time frame, a day before the Friday market closed. What happened? Look at the candle that closed. It closed bearish engulfing candle, right? Did you see that? Right? These are 3 days candle. The second day closed bearish engulfing. Now look at this last Friday that happened, right? Now you can see this. This is like a shooting star, but it's not up to a shooting star candle. What is this telling you? It's telling you that here, the bulls try to push price above this, bearish candle. They wanted to create, a bullish engulfing candle, but they couldn't. Now the sellers step in before the market closed. So if you notice on the weekly time frame, it was the bulls that stepped in, right? But on the daily time frame, the bears closed the market. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you want to have a flexible bias as to what the market will do. Now, I'm going to give you a strategy to trade this particular instrument so that you won't be caught in the middle. If you come to 4-hour time frame, right, you will notice that here the market is already building a form of a double top here, right? Here, right? Now, we're looking for bullish movement should in case the market is able to break above here. So that means we'll be looking for more of buys, right? But for now, because we are having an open-minded bias, so we don't want to say this is what we are looking at for. Now I'll be applying my trend line strategy here. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Did you see that? So I'll be comfortable when the market breaks below this trend line, right? If there's a breakout of this trend line, then I'll be ready to sell. Now with that, I have some confirmation as well. I'll be waiting for market to break at least this particular low here, this particular support here. This is support. Right? Don't forget this is on a 4-hour time frame, which is on a high time frame. So when you scale down to 1-hour time frame, you're going to see clearly. You can see we have a support here that the market needs to clear, right? So if the market is able to clear that support, then that means I'm ready to go in for a sell here, right? But if that did not happen, then that means I'll be going for buy, right? So here I'll just bring up my rectangle tools, right? Rotate, then I'll put it here for the market to give me confirmation. So if this breaks below here, then that means I'll be waiting for the pullback, then be selling up onto this particular level here. You can see we have a double bottom here. So this is one of the best strategy you want to be waiting for to see in the market. Now, this is what you'll be doing if the market fails to push up further. But should in case the market push up further, how are you going to look for buying opportunity? Now, don't forget we have some levels here too as well. That was like a weak rejection on the higher time frame. If you go to the higher time frame, you will see that this level here were once a weak rejection here, level here. Now on the 1-hour time frame, you're seeing them as a what? As a double top or triple top, right? So meaning that price may just get here, right, and push back down. So you want to be flexible, be watching the market, what the market is trying to do. Now these are the level you want price to disrespect before you can now say, okay, I want to go in for buys, right? Now between here and here, we see have some level 2 here. We have some level here. We have some level here. But if you're able to get in here early, all here will be your first CP and second CP, right? So this is this on XAUSD. We'll be looking at other pair. We'll be looking at gold and GBPUSD because I don't want this video to be so long. All right, let's go. All right, this is gold, XAUUSD right now. Let's come to the daily time frame. All right, if you won't come to the weekly time frame, you will notice that gold is in an upturn high. All right, this is gold just created history. He hasn't gotten to this high before. And this is about $3,500 on gold. Now, you want to be very careful if you're looking to trade this particular pair, right? You are at an advantage if you are buying gold, right? Because this guy has been buying, you can see you're at an advantage. But if you want to sell gold, the opportunity in terms of pullback that you may want to quickly jump in and sell, but you need to be very, very careful. Now, but this analysis, I'm going to be coming down to daily time frame to see how the market closed on the daily time frame. Now, let's take 2 days into perspective. Day 1, which is on Thursday, you can see this one gives us a support here, and on Friday, the market was able to, sellers push the price back down to this support. Then later, the bulls came in, right? So in this particular market, it's a mixture of the bulls and the bears trying to, try to win the race. But you can look at it that we have a weak rejection here, which means that the bulls were in this market, right? Now, if you come to a 4-hour time frame, you will discover that that weak rejection on the daily time frame was this candle here, right? Now, if you look at the structure here, what is this printing for us? You can see that as a technical analysis trader, this is a pure double bottom. And what happens on a double bottom? You buy, right? At the double top, you sell, right? So here now, this week, we'll be looking for more of buys than sell. And if you are buying, actually, you are on the right track, right? So buying will make sense for for gold than selling, right? So we are going to scale in further. Now, how do you take advantage of this market? This is gold, is highly volatile. You can't just, buy like this and put your stop loss here. It's going to be very huge. So, but you're going to be looking at a way to enter this market and, hold it up onto this particular high, right? So, but now that the price have left this support where you could have been in, now the price is here. But if you look at it right now, we have, this is like a flip zone. You can see here is a support, and probably here is a resistance, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out my, my rectangular tool again, and, all right, so that I can see what the market wants to do, right? So with this right now, I'm going to scale down further so that I will be able to wait for the market to break out and retest. Then I'll be, pulling out my sniper gun and, get into the trade, right? So right now, look at it. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can notice that we have what? A support here and a resistance. This is a support. Right now, the price is at a resistance. You don't buy at a resistance, you buy on a support. So what you're waiting for, so the moment the market open on Monday, all right, you want to see a potential breakout candle out of this zone, right, and a potential pullback. On this pullback is where you want to go in for your buys and all your trade up until, your first level of TP should be at this particular high here, right? You can see at this particular high here, and that is where you want to take your profit from. Now, if price is able to go much further, you will notice that if here will be your overall potential take profit. And if you are a day trader, you can be, closing your trade at every pullback and enter again, at every pullback, right? So that is how you're going to trade. But if you are a swing trader, if you get in here, you might want to hold your trade till it gets here, right? And be closing on partial profit. So I think it's looking better here. No need to go down further to 15 minutes time frame, right? Because I think this particular chart is clear enough, right, to go in. In fact, you can even take your profit at this high, right? But let's respect this particular level. This is the last high that moved price downward here. This is the high that moved price downward here. So it's not good to be greedy. Price may get here and still go back down. But by the time price break above this support, this resistance rather, they may be looking to, enter more trade to get into this particular high here. So this is gold, and let's look at GBP USD for the last pair, and we're calling it a day here. So GBP USD, what do we have on GBP USD? Now GBP USD has also been buying, right? If you come to daily time frame on GBP USD, you will notice that this guy has gotten to this high here, right? This is a high here on GBP USD. Right now, we have a tap of that high here. That was what causes this weak rejection, right? Now, the market is currently still buying again to push up further, right? So right now, how do we participate in this particular trade? Now, on the GBP USD, you will notice that the market actually closed with the bulls, giving us a weak rejection here, right? And probably before that, you have a support here, right? You can see where the market closed. There is a bullish engulfing candle here, right? Bullish engulfing candle. And the bears were still able to push price down here, but they were not able to close below this bullish candle, but the bulls were able to step in. So we're going to go down for 4 hour time frame and see what the market was printing for us before it closed on Friday. Now, you can see here, we have established a support here, right? So right now, what we want to do, we also have another support here. Did you see that? So our buy has for GBP USD is that we have more of buys than sell, right? The only time you want to sell is if price is able to break below this support. You may want to sell to get down here. And if it is worth selling, probably you may want to enter for that sell. But I like to filter my trade. I like to just go in for the best of the best setup, right? So for GBPUSD, I'll be waiting for price to pull back into this support. Then I'll be waiting to what to sell. I'm ready to buy, right? So my overall target will just be here, right? Where I'll be willing to take my profit here, right? So let's get to 1 hour time frame. Boom, you can see. So the 1 hour time frame, what do we have? We have that the price is even finding it difficult to break above this level of resistance, right? So you'll be waiting for market to really come to your point of interest. Now, if you look at this now, we now have about 2 points of interest here, which is one, this is number 1 point of interest, and this is number 2 points of interest, right? So you want to be very careful. Price may get here, right? Try to go back up, then later come back down from here and now go up, right? So meaning that this now might be area of, inducement, right? This can be area of inducement. This is ICT concepts now, combining both ICT and technical analysis concept to take a very good trade. But you want to be very careful to know what price will be doing here, right? And price can still get to that particular level, right? Here and push up again. You never can tell what markets can do. But that is the reason you want to wait for confirmation entry before you go into your trade, right? We have so many confirmation entry that I've been able to teach my students in the inner circle community. If you want to join us, if you want to trade with other members, those who are professional in the market, if you want to be among the circle of good traders, if you want people to hold you by hand to teach you and to have communication, like open, light market-minded communications that can help you broaden your trading career, this is one of the platforms you want to join. In this platform, we are like one family. We trade together. We go on live trade together. I talk to you one-on-one as a mentor, and I also guide you on what to do and what not to do so that your journey to become profitable will be very, very fast and smooth, right? The link to join our academy will be in the description below. Make sure to smash it, and I will be in my DM to talk to you. Now, if you look at this particular box right now, this is a consolidation here. Did you see that? Market is now trying to consolidate on the 1 hour time frame. So you want to be very, very careful on how you trade this particular pair, right? Now, I already know what I'll be waiting out for, how I'm going to go in for this particular trade. But if you're seeing this video before Monday opens, make sure you also take advantage of this particular, trade. We've done GBPUSD, we have done XAUS, which is gold, and we've analyzed the dollar index, right? So you want to go in also and take advantage of this pair. And if you'd like me to do more broader, analysis on using technical analysis and ICT together, put it in the comment section below. All right, so I haven't said all this. Thank you for watching this particular moment. I'll be seeing you in my next video. But don't forget, you either enter for a buy here after your confirmation, or you enter for a buy here after your confirmation. Mind you, from the higher time frame, which is on the daily, the market is bullish, right? So you want to wait for the market to turn to bullish before you move. Right now, this is looking like a sell, of which that is not what you want to do. So you want your top-down alignment, right, to be able to align together before you go in for a buy, right? The bias is more of buy. We're like 70% bias on buy here. So I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thank you. God bless you.